You're watching Humans to be Africa. You are live here at Humans to be Africa. My name is Katom Kasa. I'm here to showcase Africa more in a different light. And today in the studio is Hussein Baya, based in Kenya. Humans to be Africa is a registered media charity organization. We are registered to do the work we exactly do, and we are widespread in different countries in Africa with studios in Nairobi, studios in Kenya, of course, Uganda, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, UK, and the US. We have studios and we are still going from one country to another. You may want to join us, please join us. And remember to subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, Facebook, TikTok, website. Our channel is Humans TV Africa. You simply Google us. And please remember to subscribe to be able to see these and more shows. Today, we are going to be handling 10 amazing facts about Africa. But today, we are looking at forests in Africa. You know how important forests are to the world, the ecosystem, the agriculture, the environment, how forests are so important. Today, we are going to be sharing with you 10 amazing facts about forests in Africa, and we shall be identifying about 8 main forests in Africa, forests that are as big as some countries in the world. Let us start it off with the facts about these forests. Let's have a look at the images, beginning with the facts about these forests. Now, when you look at these images slowly, Bayer is going to be moving them, and I'll be explaining to you how important these forests are. We are going to say that number one, Africa's tropical rainforest is biologically the richest biome on African continent, exceeded by the Cape Flora in terms of plant species diversity, although much of it is also richer with so many animals. Now, we have forests such as the DRC Congo. We shall be seeing more other images. This DRC Congo, Bayer is going to keep on running these images very fast. As you see, there we see Virunga National Park in Congo, but this is a forest which is in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this forest is one of the giant forests in the world. It covers 53% of Africa's lowland rainforest areas, followed by Gabon, which is 11%, and of course, the Republic of Congo, which is 10%. Cameroon also covers 10%. The remaining countries account for 14% of the total lowland rainforests in Africa. The average forest account for 6% of the gross domestic product in Africa, which is the highest in the world. There you see the Cross River transition forests, which is also in Africa. I'll be mentioning this as you see images. Keep on watching as I explain to you more about these forests in Africa. On average, forests account for 6% of our gross domestic product in Africa, which is the highest in the world. More than 1.6 billion people around the world depend on forests to some extent for their livelihood, while some 60 million people, especially indigenous people in Africa, completely depend on forests for their survival. Forests are home to almost half of the world's species, which to some of the richest biodiversity found in tropical forests. And of course, without forests, the earth will be inhabitable. We need forests to be able to survive in this earth. Today, we are talking about some of these forests like Mount Cameroon and Boroko Mount Forests right there, as you can see. Now, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, more than 1.6 billion people around the world depend on forests to some extent for their livelihood, while some 60 million people, indigenous people, completely depend on forests. About 10 million people are employed in forest management and conservation around the world. And of course, the other fact is that Africa has the highest per capita forest cover at about 0.8 hectares per person compared to 0.6 globally. GDP, in terms of GDP, our forest coverage accounts for 6% of the gross domestic product in Africa. And of course, these are some of the most important things to note about forests in Africa. Now, I'm going to mention to you some of the most big biggest forests in Africa, they are about 8. Number one, I've told you the Congo forests. You have been seeing the images there. But I continue to run those images for to be able to watch these forests. The Congo forest is a swamp-struck tropical forest that covers portions of Cameroon and Central African Republic, DRC Congo, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. That Congo forest covers all those countries. You cannot imagine. It covers DRC, it covers Congo, it covers Equatorial Guinea, it covers Gabon and Cameroon. One forest. It's the biggest. The Congo Basin rainforest supports some 10,000 kinds of plants. When you go there, you'll get medicinal plants, 10,000 different types of plants. It also has big animals, big mammals, such as the forest elephants, such as the forest buffaloes, the forest chimpanzees, the bonobos, and the other animals. When you go into those forests, there are animals you can see the elephants right inside in those forests. We have the Mau forest as another forest in Africa. The Mau forest, the largest water catchment area in Kenya, the Mau forest, and there are numerous rivers originate from the forest, which includes a thousand Ewasongiro, Sondi River, Mara River, and Njoro River. This is Kenya, the Mau forest in Kenya. These rivers feed Lake Victoria, Lake Nakuru, Lake Netron, western slopes of the Mau. If you are in Kenya, if you have gone to Kenya, you know the Mau Mau, or if you have read about Kenya. So we're talking about the Mau forest. Remember, the Mau Mau. Now, the other forest in Africa, the third one to mention, is called Ongoye forest. Ongoye forest is situated on Granite Ridge inland from the town of Mizini, KwaZulu. It's called the Ngwere forest, Ongoye forest. KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. It covers about 4,000 hectares. The vegetation of Ongoye forest include Natal Olina, Natal palm, nut, giant ozembetu, forest mangosteen, forest waterberry, giant pork in ironwood, Zulu beardstring, Natal pons ash, Natal white stickwood, and Pondo fig. That is all about the Ongoye forest in West Africa. It has butterflies, it has dwarf chameleons, it has the bulbul spot thrush, it has Ecropterix, it has butterflies, of course, all can be found in Angola, including centipedes and bronze-necked pigeons. They can be found in Ongoye forest. The fourth forest in Africa to talk about is called Budongo forest, which is in my country, Uganda. This one is 825 square kilometer forest, wide, big, because it's a reserve located in 3 hours drive from Kampala. It's the biggest mahogany forest found in the whole of East Africa. It has mahogany tree. It's called Budongo forest, which is found in Uganda. And the Budongo Forest Reserve is characterized by medium altitude damp semi-deciduous verdant forests and is also located in the district of Hoima, Masindi, Bulisa in western Uganda. Budongo Forest has lions, rhinos, leopards, buffaloes, hippopotamus, cheetah, elephants, giraffe, and zebra, chimpanzees, birds, and all that. Big snakes can be found in our forest in Uganda called Budongo Forest. The other forest, number 5, is called Newland Forest. Newland Forest. Keep on moving those images by. People can be able to see. Newland Forest is another forest found in Africa. It covers the area of eastern slopes of Table Mountain, beside the suburbs of Newlands, Cape Town. It is owned and maintained by the Table Mountain National Park Board in South Africa along the City Parks Department of Cape Town, and covers about 400 hectares of land in South Africa. The Newland Forest also has animals. It has, of course, birds. It has the grass bird, the southern double-cowed sunbird, the African black street, the alpine swift, white rampant, and all these pigeons, Cape Canary, monkeys, white dog, and of course ground hornbill. They are all found in the Newlands forest. The other forest in Africa to watch is called Karura Forest. Karura Forest Reserve is located in the northern part of Nairobi City. It is about 1,041 hectares. It's one of the largest urban gazetted forests in the world. The forest contains nearly all the 605 species of wildlife found in Nairobi, including 3 types of antelope. It is managed by the Kenya Forest Service. Of course, these are forests in Africa. The forest sit on 1 million-year-old lake, tertiary volcanic rocks, 5 perennial tributaries of the Nairobi River pass through the forest, running through roughly west to the east and cutting through gently undulating landscape of Kenya. These are forests in Kenya, lovely forests. I've been to Kenya. Kenya is a lovely country. I should tell you, these are forests you need to go and watch. Now, I should also mention to you countries that have forests in Africa, countries that have big forests in Africa. These are the countries with big forests in Africa. Number one, of course, is one is of course Congo. Congo has some of the biggest forests in Africa. That's number one. Number two, Angola has some of the biggest forests in Africa. Congo has 1.6 coverage. Angola has 66 coverage. Tanzania comes in there on third, and of course Zambia comes in number 4. Mozambique number 5. Gabon number 6. Central African Republic number 7. Congo is at number 8. Of course, Congo, not the DRC Congo, but Congo. Of course, Nigeria comes in number 9, and Cameroon comes in number 10. Of course, Uganda is at number 11 in terms of forest coverage. Remember, it is Congo first, DRC Congo, Angola, Tanzania, Zambia, Mozambique, and others. Now, I keep on showing you this. I've told you that the main forests in Africa are the Congo forest, which is 695,000 square miles, and it is exceeding the size of Amazon, by the way. The second one is the Mau forest, which is in Kenya, which is having 273,000 hectares large. The third one is Cross Niger Transition Forest, which is of course in Niger, which has 20,700 square kilometers. The Ongoye Forest, which has 4,000 hectares. The Budongo Forest in Uganda, which has 825 square kilometers. The Newland Forest in South Africa has 400 square kilometers. Mountain Cameroon and Bioko Mountain Forest has 400 square kilometers. And of course, the Arabuko Sokote Forest, which has 420 square kilometers right there in Eastern and Southern Africa. Now, these are the major forests of Africa, and I've told you how important these forests are to a people in the world, not only Africa, but the people of the world, because these forests give us medicine. These forests give us medicine. These forests keep our animals. These forests give us rainfall, and of course, these forests also give us employment. Apart from timber that you know from the forest, they are hospitable for animals that you can be able to go and see. Of course, they give us medicine. Much of the medicine in the world comes from the forests in Africa. This is Smart TV Africa. We want to encourage you to keep on subscribing. Keep on subscribing to be able to watch these and more series of information, news, items that you only find on Mans TV Africa. Keep watching. Thank you for sharing, liking, and commenting. This is Mans TV Africa. See you in the next one.